Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, and Hunter x Hunter. This is going to be my overall message to you. Do not FOMO into this thing. There is going to be a second wave. There's going to be people that got allocated. Maybe you didn't get your emails yet. Maybe you're going to be told you're going to be in wave 2. Maybe you're not going to get any product at all for the near future. I will say this, that there are going to be opportunities to pick this up. I just wouldn't buy it at a price that's going to make you unhappy, right? Card games are about fun, collecting is about fun and getting those cool arts that you really love. But at the same time, you don't want to break the bank because there's plenty of things to buy coming out in the future, whether it's Union Arena, Y Schwarz, One Piece, Magic, freaking Pokemon. There are a ton of games out there to do that. And I was just showing you right here, TCG player. As you can see, this is going to be Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. The boxes that were on sale on TCG Player were in the 70s, but as you can see, as of right now, $87.95. The cases have been pretty consistent, $1,200. So today, I'm going to go over what I've been hearing about drop rate. I had someone email me some numbers. It's one of those ones where because JP and English are different, potentially the drop rates are going to be different. So as more and more people open it, I know it's still early on. This stuff doesn't actually officially come out until Friday. So these numbers may change, but I'm going to go over what I've heard at this point. You did not know there are some differences with the product. I'm just going to show you this real quick. As you can see right here, this is the Japanese version. Rare had 18 types. Also on the English version, 17 types. They had 35 uncommons on the English side. On the Japanese side, 35 as well. So you can see there are some differences. Commons 34, and this one was 35. So some numbers match, some numbers change, and that's going to happen with a bunch of the sets coming up. I will also show you this card while I'm at it. This is going to be from your starter deck. This is going to be the foil variant that you can get out of there. And the reason why is because I couldn't find it on TCG Players. I'm going to show you this now. One of the things that people have been doing is going on Facebook trying to sell this. Some people have been going on TCG Player eBay to put up other kinds of cards. Right now, I know people are just throwing out numbers, and some people are being made fun of. That's never good. Some people really have some outrageous numbers, and people are letting them have it. But I would say maybe just say it in a nicer way. But I will say some of these prices are a little bit crazy, especially this card. I think the person was asking for 250 on it. I know when it comes to the starter decks, it's 1 out of 48 chance for that. Reminds me of good old Y Schwarz. Well, Y Schwarz is actually a little friendlier, right? If the rates hold true, Y Schwarz is 2 out of 48. Union Arena seemed like 1 out of 48. But being that, like going back here to this card, being that this card is, not signed, we know in the future there's going to be serial numbers, there's going to be signatures on it. 250 seems okay, I guess, for 1 out of 48, but could it come down? Yeah, I think so, it can. Now, getting in here into this, as I mentioned before, this is off a TCG player, but just know that there are other places where people are selling, right? Facebook, eBay, Discord, wherever you want, there's plenty of other places that you can buy these cards from. So this is going to be your Freestar SR. Here we go. This is going to be pretty neat. It's going to be Ichigo, of course. You got to have the guy on there for Bleach. What this is going to be is it's not guaranteed per case. It's just not, you have a potential of pulling it from a case, but it's not guaranteed. Sitting here on TCG Player, $2,500. I laugh a little bit because I'm like, man, that's really expensive. I will also say one of the things that people can do over time is just compare to what was on the Japanese side, which is Yute. But keep in mind, there is a humongous difference. Back then on the Japanese release, there was no signature for this card. All right, if you just take a look here, 69,800 yen, no signature at all. What they did for English to make this just a little bit better, more enticing for all of you to pick this up, is add a signature onto this card. So 20 $2,500. That was hard to even get out. $2,500 for this card. Will it be the actual price? Who really knows? One day we could be going back here one day and be like, man, that was a cheap price for this card. I mean, I imagine it's going to come down. I don't think it's $2,500. There's a lot of other cards I want out there for 2,500. Even though I love Ichigo, I don't think I'd pay 2,500 for them. So here we go. We got our 2 stars, and these things look freaking great. I want Toshiro. He's my man. I don't know after the last season, but even though he's still a nice looking card. I mean, all these are really good. I think they really did an excellent job with this release. People are going to love it. I don't know about all the cards, but everybody has a favorite here, right? This is going to be such a cool release. So 2 star, you're going to get it one per case if it's not a 3 star, anyways, from what I'm hearing. But if you just take a look at these prices, man, these are going to be pretty cool. They're just awesome. I can't wait to actually get it. If you cannot tell, I'm a Bleach fan. I ordered um, some product. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get it this week. If I've been out, I've heard nothing about my actual order. It's actually kind of uh, I'm a little stressed out about it just because I want to open this. I'm really excited. So I'm seeing this for the first time here on TCG Player, even though I don't think all the cards are here on TCG Player. Anyways, here's your 1 stars. This is going to be decently expensive, I think. You can see some of these arts on here. Oh man, I freaking love Toshiro. And then also you got Kenpachi. These cards are really nice. Yeah, expensive, 54. You even have some sales already. Let me just click into it because I know that market price isn't one sold 45. So we got Ichigo already for $45. I will say I've seen some of these cards as I was flipping through here being way more expensive than what they should be, as in someone bought it for a really, really high price. And if you didn't know, I am an affiliate of TCG Player. If you're gonna buy anything off TCG Player, please use my link down below because then I use that money for giveaways back to the channel just for fun. Okay. But I say that because if you're gonna pay for a really expensive card that's overpriced, then I guess use the link. But really, don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. Wait a little bit, unless you really, really have to have that card. We all know we have that feeling, right? There's this one card that we really want, like this freaking Ichigo. Man, that card, this action point card, really nice. If you did not know, because I mainly cover Wise Wars, but I do love Union Arena because it's got a lot of the anime that I actually like. As you can see, what's going on here, there's no breakout of, I would say, foil and non-foil version. We see that with Wise Wars, but on this one, because it's just action point card, if I scroll down here, what you're going to notice is this near mint foil. Let me zoom in a little bit more. $899. And what I'm seeing is you get one foil action point card per case. That is what's going to be happening here. So even though you see these really cheap prices for these action point cards, you will get a foil version of these. You just have to scroll down and just take a look at it. Right here you go. And I already know people are talking about this. They're saying it should be like $50, it may be $100. And even then, if it goes down, don't forget that there is a volume 2 when it comes to Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. So it may pick up as it did in Japan on prices when that comes out. So I would say plan ahead. Right, if you feel like playing Bleach Thousand Year Blood War and you want Volume 2 as well, maybe you buy it a little bit ahead, but you can also wait for the prices to come down and buy it, right? There's always going to be a lull period where there's just going to be too much, I guess, product out there unless these allocations happen. Dang Bandai. Not dang Bandai. I love these card games they put out, but at the same time, I don't know why they always struggle with these releases. Conspiracy theory, some people think that it's one of those ones where they do it on purpose. Who really knows, right? Who really knows? Anyways, I saw this card. Anybody that's out there for Thousand Year Blood War, I just want to say this is too soon. I looked at this card and it made me a little sad about what happened in the anime. Moving on though, here you go. I just wanted to show you some of these SRs because I hear there are about 5 to 6 SRs per box, as you can see down below. So when I look at some of these prices, I'm like, definitely going to come down with how much product I imagine is going to be open, how many people that I've seen cases up along the wall, even though other people got allocated. I know that's a big question too. How do these people get all those cases? But that's like a One Piece thing too, right? Someone gets a lot of cases and other people get 1 to 0. It's always a fun question or fun query to throw out there. But seeing how much is going to be open and looking at the prices here, they're definitely coming down. There's no way it's going to stay as high, right? We got we got our alternate arts here. These things look like I'm looking at the sample images. I can't wait to hold one in my actual hand. I didn't buy any of the Japanese product. I was going to do it for some time, but then it was like really hard to get. So I didn't do it. So this is gonna be really cool. I love Shinji. Who doesn't love Shinji, that arc? Even though they got beat up when, the truth about their story came out, and they went out there to battle, and they didn't really do that hot. They had a good moment, but not. So I love Shinji. He was a great character to me. Even though I feel like he just always gets beat up. And then we got Matsumoto. Oh, look at that card. Look at her. Yeah, it's gonna be this card. How much did anybody buy this card? I don't think anybody did. Hold on, let me I clicked in too soon. I was too excited. No, no one bought it yet. But it's a nice looking card. $95 though. Jeez. I know that's not the real price at this point because no one bought it, but we'll see. And I just want to show you off the rares right here so you can see these things definitely have sold. How many actually did sell? Let me just click in. One has sold, so someone's just building like a little thing. Guess they potentially are worried that they're not going to get a booster box to open on their own. Like I said, you could come out here to UUT and compare the differences between the two. Remember, just Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War set 1 did not have signatures, but you can see how it did. I mean, signature, no signature, it was sold out. Interesting enough, when I look at this and compare it to Weiss Wars, there's sets in Weiss Wars that had no signatures, and then follow-up sets that actually ended up getting signatures. And what I notice here is the prices are roughly the same. Just take a look at this Ichigo, 14,800 over here, 14,800. And I know there's a slight difference with that, right? When it's sold out, the price is definitely going to be higher than that amount because it's sold out. That's just where it was last. They're not going to just sit there and update it all the time because what's the reason to do that? I mean, Renji right here, 3980. Did he have one over here? 7980. So a little bit more. Rukia, oh my God, 17 I say, oh my God, because if you look at here at this 3-star, 148,000 sold out. Rukia, nice, nice. That was a really cool Bankai that she had. Man, Bleach. I don't know about any of you. This fall season, I'm really pumped up. There's so many anime that I want to watch, and it's just pretty awesome that Union Arena English 1,000 Year Blood War is coming out as we get this fall season. I mean, that's just amazing. So I'm gonna go blast through Hunter x Hunter real quick. I haven't seen too much about if the case rates on this differed in any way. I would hope not. That'd be kind of crazy. The prices on these are a little bit lower. If you take a look at the booster box, 74.93. How many they have? There's a decent amount, 3, 6, 18 booster boxes, and then it goes up to 93. I know this is just currently right now until release. When we get release, we will see more pop up. We'll see what actually happens with the prices then, but that's what we're seeing right now. No 3-star yet showing up here on TCG Player. 2-star, freaking expensive. You take a look. There's a sale right here, $200. One sale. One sale. I always like seeing these pre-order releases, pre-release prices. And the reason why I like doing that is I was talking about this on my channel member Discord, and I say that because when we talk about stocks, I know these are cards and people hate the comparison between stocks and cards, but one of the things I talked about is buying and selling. When you sell or buy a stock, you're getting it from somebody else, right? If I buy a stock of Apple, someone is selling a stock of Apple, right? We're transacting it that way. That person has a theory about why they're selling it, and I have a theory about why I'm buying it. So when I see these prices this early on with someone purchasing it, I always wonder in my mind like what the thought process is on it. Is it like money is no object to me? And I'm just going to buy it. Let's say if they just bought this one for $700, but I know over here it was sold for 200, right? So maybe they're saying this is such a good deal, I need to get it right away. That might be another side to it, or maybe they want to use in a deck. Maybe they're a collector, something like that. I always love to see that. Also, if you did not know, Hunter x Hunter has 2 sets as well. Let me just flip here. So you go out here to Yute, same thing, just go here. You got set 1, set 2. You can do the exact same thing. Compare the prices. against each other and then think about what's going to happen on the English side, right? It's never one to one, never exactly the same. Meta differences. There's people that may like the IP, may hate the IP, but no matter what, or and I guess there's print runs too. We got to think about that because of this whole allocation thing that's going on with Bandai and now us. But you could see, you get the whole idea, right? There's always interesting things about these pre-release pricing. So it's just, I know a lot of people are just waiting out. I'm one of those people. I'm gonna wait it out for at least a couple days, right? Before I'm just okay. This is where the prices are at until people start complaining that they all got allocated. We'll see how that actually goes. So SRs look pretty the same when I compare it to Bleach. Same thing here when I take a look at the SRs. Yep, there's a few that are over. There's a over $10 one. We got action point cards. This is gonna be sweet. I don't know what else to say about this other than look at this card. No action point foils because somebody bought it. Look at this, 100. I hate when I zoom in like that because then okay, $180.21 on September 30th. Yep, 180. I feel like that's too much. Going back to that comment I just made a little while ago, I wonder what they're thinking on was that about like what's going to happen. And so you have these other cards, just showing these real quick. I also find the other interesting part about Union Arena, right? Matsumoto was a common star, foil alternate, right? When you get Hunter x Hunter, it's in the uncommon. There is no common version of the alternate art. I just thought that was interesting. I wonder why they flip it like that, I guess. I'm not really sure. I would have thought it would have stayed the same. I know with Rebirth for You, another card game by Bushy Road. It's one of those ones where every one of them, I think, has a foil version, right? So, commons will have that, uncommons, rare. They'll have that alternate. Where this one is just like here, you'll get it in the uncommon for Hunter x Hunter, and then Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, it's the common. Don't really understand that one, but that pretty much it. I just opened a bunch of spare windows here for some reason. Uh, Union Arena, I will say this right away. It's going to be real easy for people to just FOMO into the sucker because we got so many good products coming out, right? Like, as you sit here and think about that, there's going to be this whole problem getting product for Bleach and Hunter x Hunter. Do you realize that Jujutsu Kaisen for some places are already sold out? Do you think they're going to have, I guess, the allocation problem as we see here? There's just gonna be so I feel like we're gonna be dealing with this for a little bit of a while. Like at all Bandai games, it seems. I don't know about Battle Spirit Saga. I shouldn't say that. Battle Spirit Saga. I haven't heard too much about it. I think it's not doing all that great. I think people have sort of lost hope in that, even though there was a giant prize pool for it. But getting back to here, we got Code Geass, and then we also have Demon Slayer and my man, One Punch Man. This is gonna be the one I am super excited for. This is it. I really wish the other thing is that the starter deck and the booster box would come out at the same time. I know they have these pre-releases, but it's just I like having both. It's just like Christmas, right? You get a box. I don't want the pre-Christmas thing where people try to smuggle a little bit under the tree. So I get a starter deck here, take a little peek at the presents, and then the next week, the main event, I get the booster box. I want it all at one time. I just want to be greedy like that. But no matter what, I'm excited for this game. I know people are really pumped up to play this, to collect it. It's really cool to actually be a part of this. And then at the same time, I know a bunch of places are actually starting to play it. So it'll be nice to actually, hopefully, be able to play it because with Y Shores, right? It's been a struggle to actually find a place to play this. But with Union Arena, I think I'm going to have a better shot. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free again to write down in the video or reach me in any of different ways inside of the video description. But as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside your budget. Please make sure not to FOMO into this unless you must have it. Don't regret your purchase because that's not what this is about. It's about having fun with your anime, and maybe you want to make some money too. That's always a thing that people want to do, but These are going to be some of the coolest IPs that we've seen in a while when it comes to the anime TCG space. See you later, everybody.